You're alone not because you're weak, but because the strongest growth happens in the shadows. Build your empire in the dark where no distractions can reach you. Solitude isn't something to fear. It's not some dark curse that drags you down into loneliness or despair. It's the place where real strength is forged. When you strip away all the noise, the distractions, the constant chatter of the outside world, what's left is you naked, raw, and vulnerable. And that's where the battle begins. You see, being alone forces you to confront the parts of yourself you usually run from: the doubts, the fears, the weaknesses that hide behind excuses and distractions. There's no one else around to blame, no escape routes. Just you and the truth staring back. This is the crucible, the furnace where weakness melts away and strength is hammered into shape. It's uncomfortable, it's painful, but that's exactly why it's necessary. Growth never happens in comfort zones. If you want to rise, if you want to become unstoppable, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Solitude gives you that chance. It strips the world's masks away, and you can't hide behind anyone else's energy or opinions anymore. The quiet pushes you to look inward, to ask the tough questions. What am I really capable of? What am I afraid to face? What am I avoiding because it hurts too much or demands too much from me? There's a reason why the strongest warriors, the greatest leaders, and the most disciplined people have learned to embrace solitude. It's in the silence that you hear your true voice, the voice of your will, your ambition, your hunger. It's where distractions fall away and clarity rises. And clarity is the foundation of power. Without it, you're lost in chaos, scattered by every external influence. But when you sit with yourself long enough, you build focus. You learn to recognize the patterns that hold you back. You begin to sharpen your mind and sharpen your resolve. At first, solitude feels like a battle against yourself. Your mind throws every excuse at you, begging you to fill the silence with distractions, with noise, with anything that can keep you from feeling the raw edges of your own limits. You want to scroll, to binge, to escape. But every time you resist, every time you choose to sit with that discomfort, you're winning a small victory that adds up to an unbreakable fortress of discipline. This fight inside is the real battlefield. No external enemy can defeat you if you are winning here. Solitude also brings self-reliance. When you're alone, you can't depend on others to motivate you, to hold your hand, to carry you. You have to be your own fuel, your own fire. That's terrifying to some, but to the warrior, it's freedom. Freedom to grow on your own terms, to push yourself harder than anyone else would, to take ownership of every part of your journey. No more blaming others, no more waiting for the right moment or the right people. It's just you, the grind, and the promise of a stronger self on the other side. And yes, this journey isn't for the faint of heart. It demands honesty, a brutal, no excuses look at where you are and where you want to go. It demands courage to face your darkest thoughts without turning away. But in that space, you're forging resilience. The kind of resilience that doesn't crumble when life hits hard. The kind of resilience that stands firm when everything around you shakes. The kind that whispers, I am still here. I am still fighting. The moments when you feel most isolated, remember this. You are in the lab of transformation. This solitude isn't a punishment, it's preparation. The quiet is training you to become someone who can stand alone and still rise. It's teaching you that your power isn't dependent on others. It lives inside you, waiting to be unleashed. So stop fearing solitude. Stop running from your own reflection. Instead, lean into it. Use it as a weapon, a tool, a forge. The stronger you become in solitude, the less you will need to seek validation from the outside world. Your focus sharpens. Your purpose becomes crystal clear. Your hunger intensifies. And when the time comes to step back into the world, you won't just walk. You'll dominate. No one can take this strength from you. It's yours because you earned it in silence and struggle. So when the noise of life tries to pull you away from solitude, remind yourself that this is where the real work happens. This is where you become unstoppable. Remember, solitude isn't your enemy. It's the crucible where your strength is born. Embrace it, fight through it, and come out on the other side unshakable. Your future self will thank you. The dark isn't a place to fear, it's your training ground. While others chase the spotlight, begging for applause and validation, you're grinding in silence. That silence is your sanctuary, your proving ground, your gym where every rep, every effort builds something they don't see. They don't see the countless hours you put in when no one's watching, the sacrifices made without glory, the setbacks met with relentless refusal to quit. This is where real power grows, away from the noise and distractions of the crowd. You watch others perform, hungry for attention, but you know their spotlight is fleeting, a fragile thing that disappears the moment the show ends. Your work, done in the dark, is different. It's not for the applause, not for the likes or the followers. It's for you. It's for the strength, skill, and resilience that only come from doing the hard, unseen work. The kind of work that's lonely but necessary. The kind of work that separates those who merely dream from those who actually become. In the dark, you learn discipline. When no one's cheering, your commitment is tested. You realize that motivation fades, and the only thing that keeps you moving is your own will. This is where you build the habits that don't rely on external validation, but come from within. Every moment spent grinding in the shadows is an investment in a future where you'll shine brighter, not because you sought the light, but because you earned it through relentless effort. The dark forces you to confront yourself, your fears, your doubts, your limits. It's uncomfortable, and it demands you push beyond what you thought possible. But it's also where your character is forged. Those quiet hours are your hardest battles, and every victory there is a step closer to unstoppable. You learn to thrive without applause because your approval matters most. Your respect for yourself becomes louder than any crowd's cheer down. This is the secret of true strength: working when no one's watching, training when the world sleeps, building resilience in solitude. The dark trains you to be patient, to trust the process, and to understand that greatness isn't built overnight or in the glare of fame. It's built in the trenches, in the silence, in the moments nobody sees. When you finally step into the light, you won't be chasing approval anymore. You'll be the one they look at and respect, not because you sought their validation, but because your work speaks louder than words. Your skills, your confidence, your unshakable resolve will command attention naturally. You will have become the person who thrives, not on applause, but on quiet, relentless excellence. So don't fear the dark. Embrace it as your training ground, your sanctuary for growth. Let it sharpen your focus, deepen your resilience, and fuel your hunger. Keep working silently. Keep building yourself. Because the day you step out, you won't just shine, you'll blind them with the power earned in the shadows. Isolation isn't punishment. It's the ultimate test. When the noise fades, when the crowd disappears, when there's no one around to witness your struggle or cheer your small wins, that's when your true character is revealed. In those moments, it's just you and your resolve, face to face with the raw truth of who you are. This is where discipline isn't optional. It's survival. You realize that no one owes you progress. No one will hand you success on a silver platter. The world doesn't pause to watch your fight. It keeps moving. So you have a choice: crumble under the weight of solitude, or rise with a fierce independence forged in that very silence. When no one's watching, excuses lose their power. There's no one to blame but yourself. And that's both terrifying and liberating. Discipline becomes your weapon. It's the promise you make to yourself every single day, the commitment to show up even when the fire inside flickers low. Isolation strips away distractions, but it also strips away crutches, the easy outs, the quick fixes, the comforting lies. It's raw, it's real, and it forces you to cultivate strength that doesn't rely on external approval or motivation. In isolation, you face your fears alone. No distractions, no comforting voices, just the quiet echo of your own doubts and determination. But that's where true power is born, in the hard moments when you push through pain and uncertainty without applause. You learn to trust yourself, to be your own coach, your own motivator, your own fiercest ally. This is the kind of strength that lasts. The kind that doesn't fade when the crowd returns or when challenges multiply. It's the core of unbreakable confidence, built brick by brick in the solitude of relentless effort. So embrace the isolation, welcome the challenge. Because when no one's watching and you still fight, that's when you become unstoppable. Building in silence isn't a setback. It's the foundation of everything real and lasting. When the world isn't watching, when your efforts seem invisible and your progress feels like whispers lost in the noise, that's when you're doing the most important work. It's easy to crave recognition, to want immediate proof that you're moving forward, but real growth doesn't always show itself in headlines or applause. Sometimes it happens quietly, beneath the surface, in the dark hours when no one else is paying attention. You have to trust this process. Trust that every drop of sweat, every sacrifice, every moment you push yourself without fanfare is carving out a stronger, sharper version of you. It's uncomfortable to keep going when it feels like you're alone, when it seems like the world has forgotten you, but that's exactly the moment to double down. Because the success that makes noise, that demands attention, is the result of this silent, relentless grind. Imagine a volcano, dormant and calm for years, holding all that pressure beneath the surface. The world sees only stillness, but inside, energy is building until one day it erupts with unstoppable force. That's your growth. You may not see it now, but it's happening. The work you do in solitude, the discipline you build in silence, the skills you sharpen away from the spotlight, they all prepare you to explode into success that can't be ignored. This is why patience is your ally. Doubt is the enemy trying to trick you into quitting before the breakthrough. But you're not here to quit. You're here to rise. So when the days feel long and the progress invisible, remember, this silence isn't empty. It's your training ground, your moment to prepare for a loud, undeniable victory that will silence every skeptic and exceed every expectation. Keep building, keep pushing, because one day soon, your quiet efforts will roar, and the world won't just notice. They'll have no choice but to respect what you've built in the shadows. So this is where I am now, alone, again. No voices around me, no one to lean on, no distractions left to keep me from facing what's inside. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly where I'm supposed to be. Because for the first time, it's quiet enough to hear the truth, my truth. I've spent too long running from this silence. Too long pretending the darkness was out to get me. I called it my enemy. I called it a curse. But maybe the darkness wasn't against me. Maybe it was always trying to show me something. Maybe it was a mirror one. I was too scared to look into. This solitude, this absence of noise, it strips away everything fake. The masks, the excuses, the lies I tell myself just to get by, all gone. In this stillness, I face myself, raw, vulnerable, real. And it's in this rawness that I find the beginning of something new, something powerful. I can feel the doubt rising. That old, familiar whisper, you're not enough. But now I see it for what it really is, a test. Doubt isn't the enemy. It's a weight, and like all weights, it exists to be lifted. I won't run from it anymore. I'll stand in it, hold it, use it. Let it burn through me until only strength remains. Every fear, I've ever had fear of failing, of being alone, of not being seen, is to choke me. But now I know better. Fear is fuel. It's energy. And energy can be transformed. I will take every ounce of that fear and turn it into motion, into discipline, into drive, into fire that doesn't fade when the night gets long, into a will that refuses to break. I've fallen before. I've shattered before. But every time I stood back up, every time I chose to face the pain, I grew. It hurt, yes. Growth always does. But it was necessary. I see now, the darkness wasn't punishing me. It was preparing me. It was shaping me into someone unbreakable, someone who doesn't just survive, someone who conquers. The world doesn't give strength. It demands it. And I've got what it takes. Not because it was handed to me, not because it was easy, but because I earned it here, in this place, in this silence, in this darkness. This isn't a setback. It's my training ground, my forge. And the fire doesn't scare me anymore. It defines me. I know now that solitude is a gift. Most people run from it. They chase crowds and noise to avoid facing their own reflection. But I choose differently. I choose to walk alone if that's what it takes. I choose the path where the only company I have is my own resolve, my own grit. Because in solitude, I find clarity. In solitude, I become dangerous. The world will never understand the power of a person who has made peace with being alone. A person who doesn't flinch in silence, who finds purpose in stillness. I am that person. I don't need permission. I don't need validation. I don't need the crowd. I've got me, and that's enough. Every time I was overlooked, every time I was doubted, every time someone turned their back on me, it didn't break me. It built me. Because I learned not to rely on the light. I learned to see in the dark. I trained my instincts. I sharpened my senses. I stopped wishing for the sun and started becoming the fire. This world belongs to those who know who they are when no one is watching. To those who fight when no one believes in them. To those who build in the shadows while the rest sleep. That's who I am now. Not afraid of the dark, but thriving in it. Because the dark is where I discovered my strength. The dark is where I met the real me. I don't need the noise. I don't need the spotlight. I'm not chasing validation anymore. I'm chasing greatness. Quietly. Relentlessly. I'm building something within me that no one can take away. Confidence that doesn't shake when things go wrong. Strength that doesn't fade when things hit hard. Purpose that doesn't rely on applause. I will not apologize for being intense. I will not shrink to make others comfortable. I will not wait to be chosen. I choose myself. Every single day, I choose discipline. I choose focus. I choose to take every ounce of pain and make it power. I don't fear the battle anymore, because the war within me is already won. This solitude, it's sacred now. It's not emptiness, it's potential. It's not a void, it's a canvas. And I'm painting something legendary on it. With every silent hour, with every unseen victory, with every day I show up, even when no one's watching, especially when no one's watching. Let them underestimate me. Let them think I've disappeared. Let them assume I've faded. That's fine, because when I return, I'll be unrecognizable, sharper, stronger, focused like never before. I'm not coming back for applause. I'm coming back for domination. The darkness didn't destroy me. It revealed me. It revealed what I'm made of. And now that I've seen it, now that I've felt this power rise from within, I'll never go back. I'm done hiding. I'm done doubting. I'm done waiting. I'm ready. And this time, I walk through the darkness with my head held high, not afraid, not alone, but armed with the strength it gave me. This is my rebirth. This is my rise. This is where everything changes. And it all began in the dark. If this lit a fire inside you, don't let it fade. Hit that subscribe button and join me on this journey of power, purpose, and transformation. This isn't just motivation, it's a movement. Subscribe now, and let's rise together from the shadows to greatness.